Who else has a question? Go ahead.
I'm wondering what you think about the idea of individual towns claiming sovereignty as a town, because at least on that level you have a good chance of something really happening. And to make my question a little more concrete, there's a town that's actually in Vermont that I'm familiar with right now that is having to deal with some tremendous wind machines that are hundreds and hundreds
Wind turbines, right.
And the town doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But when I bring up the subject of, well, what about home rule? Everyone in the town, even though they don't like what they're being threatened with, they seem to, the very idea that they might, as a town, actually have their own political power. They actually have the power, and I'm suggesting that to them. Well, what do you think of the idea of town claiming their sovereignty?
Well, I think, you know, the thing is, what you have to do, you know, obviously, if you're at that point where it's even being considered, that's pretty incredible. But the problem is that you don't even get that far. You're just one person standing up. What you need to do, and, you know, I think it's important, obviously, you want to claim your sovereignty locally. You want to be able, what I said to the legislators when I was in the Capitol yesterday was, what you need to do is to refuse the money. And then you need to go to your people, you need to go to your constituents, and you need to look at them and you need to say, we have a difficult situation here. We can either take the money and lose our freedom, or we can refuse the money and struggle through somehow. Are you with me? And I told them, I said, I think that the New Hampshire people will be with you. I think so. Yeah.
Is what Chris Christie did when he refused that high-speed train, he was actually taking a move against this, or is that for other?
Well, you know what you're saying, Rick Scott did that in Florida. What you're saying is that certain governors, you know, recognize that this is, you know, when you're buying into this high-speed rail thing, you're looking at a huge drain on your economy because all your transportation dollars then are going to be funneled into that. You're going to lose, and you're going to have to partner. You're going to have to pony up. You're going to have to pay for that. And what you're going to get is bankrupt. So that does not mean, though, that those governors are not on board with sustainable development and smart growth and Agenda 21. Because, for instance, Florida is all full of it. Florida is riddled with this. It's totally, our Florida, our future is all about this. They're bringing back, you know, did I tell you they're bringing back wild carnivores? They're bringing back carnivores into the wild. The Florida panther, wolves, bears. Hey, that's cool. Do I have something against animals? No. But what we're talking about is moving people out of the rural areas and ensuring that they will not be able to go back. Any other? Yes, thank you.
Poland Spring, Freiburg, Maine, is draining the Freiburg aquifer. They own a piece of private property on top, that sits on top of the aquifer. They're draining that town so that they're taking away the town's water. And once that aquifer goes dry, that's the end of it. And the town will have to buy bottled water. The town has tried to take them to court to claim that that water should be shared because the whole town.
The aquifer is under land that Poland Springs owns. They just got the biggest straw
and they're taking the most water. What do you say to that?
Yeah, these are really difficult issues, no doubt. And what you saw, you know, one thing that we saw with resource ownership is there's something called debt for nature. By the way, you know, we're a debtor nation. And in order to, you know, there's something called, well, it's actually called the Club of Paris. And you have the G20 countries who decide who is going to be a creditor, who's going to be a debtor, how much they're going to borrow, and what they're going to give for collateral. The Club of Paris is about debt swap and debt for nature. So this is what, when Bechtel took control of Bolivia's water, the ownership of Bolivia's water, this was a debt swap. And what you have there was, before the Bolivians pushed them out, the Bolivian people, they owned the rain. So what we're talking about is a corporatocracy. Now, what we're, you know, if you are in an area where your aquifer, where your drinking water is privately owned, this is a specific issue that needs to be dealt with there, because the town obviously had some, it must have had some kind of an agreement to get their water in the first place. Where do they get their water from now?
No,
they share it, and they're taking...
They had that agreement to take it from the well, but the point is, the Poland Spring is taking
more.
The lion's share.
Lots of it.
And draining it.
Uh-huh.
And the courts are supporting the Poland Spring.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know. This is, you know, I mean, that is definitely an issue that needs to be looked at, obviously. I think that, you know, obviously they missed something somewhere. There should have been an agreement on the amount, the gallonage that they were going to be able to take out of that aquifer. Let me just, there was some, oh, sorry.
Excellent presentation. I appreciated hearing it, learning a lot more about what's concerning you.
And you.
A consideration. Glenn Beck, this summer,
Yeah.
is having a major outreach.
Mm-hmm.
Have you communicated with him?
You know, there have been, every place I go, people say I should be on Glenn Beck, and I'd be happy to be on Glenn Beck. He posted one of my speeches to on the Blaze last year, about a year ago, in fact. And I don't know, I hear from people occasionally, you know, maybe, yeah, so let them know if you'd like to see me on there. I'd very much like to do that.
Give me contact information.
All right, great, I'll be happy to. And you had another question?
Yes. Besides Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
are there any other states that have taken a stand?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but Alabama is the only one that has actually done a law. Tennessee passed a resolution. First of all, I don't know if you're aware, I hope you are, but you might not be, that the Republican National Committee passed a resolution. I don't know when that was, I guess it was 6 months ago or something now?
Yes.
And they passed, it's on our website, passed a resolution, you know, basically saying that has to be, you know, vetted with every single Republican candidate that is receiving the endorsement of the Republican National Committee, repudiating Agenda 21 and ICLEI. Now, this was really, you know, a resolution doesn't have any teeth, but it's powerful because it's exposing it. So, of course, I sent it off to the Democratic Central Committee. I said, hey, did you see what the Republicans did? Do you want to be late to the party? Don't you think that you too should do a resolution against Agenda 21 Sustainable Development in ICLEI? And they sent me back an email asking me for a $3 donation for Obama. I have been attacked by the Democratic Party, by the way. The Democratic Central Committee of Virginia put out a, they sent an email to someone who sent them a note and said, hey, you know, the Democrats are hip to this. Why are you guys being so, you know, aggressive in calling us tinfoil hats? Didn't you know that there are Democrats against UN Agenda 21? And they wrote back and they said, oh, Rosa, she's not really a Democrat. She's just pretending to be a Democrat. She's unscrupulous. She's lying. So I sent them a little note and I said, if you ever libel or slander me again, I will sue you and the Democratic Central Committee of Virginia. And this is the kind of thing that you will see. I mean, what are they going to do, purge me and pull my party card because I'm asking questions? I've been a Democrat since 1974, my entire voting life. Now, what a lot of Democrats don't know and what some Republicans do, what most Democrats don't know, and I'll tell you, they'll practically punch you in the nose when you tell them, is that the Progressive Democratic Caucus in the Congress was formed by the Democratic Socialists of America. Yeah, you guys know. I always call myself progressive. Hey, who doesn't want to be progressive, right? And I thought, I had to find out what that means. I'm calling myself progressive. I don't know what that means. Let me check it out. So I did, and that's what I found. Now what I say, it's legal to be a socialist in the United States. More power to you. But if you're running on a socialist platform, you better put that after your name, not Democrat. We've got to take back the Democratic Party as well. Yes. Any other questions? Yeah.
What do you think about Obama violating Article 1 of the Constitution and becoming the first president or major official of the U.S. to join as an official of the UN?
Yes. Well, I don't like it. Yeah, I think, you know, what we're seeing, this is exactly what we're seeing, global governance. We're seeing the blurring of jurisdictional boundaries, whether it's the Trans-Pacific Partnership, whether it's trade, you know, the EU started with a trade agreement. And what we're seeing is a loss of what it is that makes us America. I'm not jingoistic, I'm not so nationalistic. I love to travel all around the world. I've lived in a lot of other countries actually. But I want to be in a country where my civil rights and my property rights are protected. And I do not want to see that undermined. I don't want to see a hollow shell of a nation. And because they have done this without bringing in tanks, we don't realize that we have been taken over. And this is real. I hope you don't think, you know, of course I love to joke around and be, you know, exaggerate and play games and stuff like, you know, like a lot of people. I'm not exaggerating here. Everything I'm talking about, everything I have talked about is fully documented in source documents in your government right now. So I know that you are feeling now that you are part of a big movement. It's scary to stand up and speak out when you go to your council, when you go to your supervisors or your commissioners' meetings. You have to do it. If you sit there and you don't say anything, they think you agree with them. You know, people have said to me, Rosa, I'm going to lose friends. And I say, yeah, you will. But you'll get new ones. And you're going to know who your real friends are. And I have met great people all across the United States, all the way from California to New Hampshire, from Florida to New York, from Florida to Washington, Texas. I'm going all over the nation. And what do I find? People just like you who are outraged, who are not going to take it, who are standing up together, who are creating the agitation and truth that is necessary to take back our freedom. So I want to thank you very much. Thank you. Let's do it. We can do it. Let's do it.
All right.
First of all, was that not wonderful? I mean, so informative. I want to say a few things tonight. This is Rosa's last night here, and I said a few of them the other day, but listen, Rosa's retired. She could be doing a lot of other things with her life right now. But she's chosen, after retiring now, to get out and cross this country because of what she has found out. That's really what being a warrior, in my view, is all about. She has made a conscious decision to fight on behalf, quite frankly, of this country. And it doesn't matter any longer, folks. This line between Republican, Democrat, Independent has to be blurred. We are all Americans before we should be anything else. And Rosa figured that out and has known that a long time. She clearly understands the value of our Constitution and what it was founded upon. She understands the importance of this great republic, and right now, it's starting to crumble. I mean, this is a woman who I so admire, and I'm so glad, Rosa, that you have come, and all these people I know appreciate what you're doing. So another round of applause for a great America. Now with that, she's coming back, ladies and gentlemen, she's coming back. And listen, please, if you haven't bought the book, buy it, and if if you have only bought one, buy 3. You've got to give them to a couple of buddies and get the word out. The Granite State Patriots Liberty PAC, that's who I'm the chairman of. I want to make an announcement tonight. Our focus, starting last night, of the entirety of the focus of the entirety of the PAC will be on this one issue until we get this eradicated from the state of New Hampshire. I want to serve notice on our Senate. You're hearing these people tonight. I am asking you to do your homework, to get on board, study this, because when you do, you'll have no option but to make sure you protect the sovereignty of this state and our country, and we expect nothing less from you. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you very, very much, and please buy some more books on the way out, and any contributions to the PAC are greatly appreciated. We can use to help. Thank you.
People from Wolfboro, if you'd come over here, that'd be great.
All right, I'll sign your books. Love to sign books. It's the most fun I get.
Maybe get her up to the north.
Hey, she may move here. If she moves here.
GrokTV.